What a Catch, Part 38, a Miraculous Ladybug Fanfiction. If you have not heard the previous 37 parts of this story, you can find a link to them in the description box below. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up and comment down below in support of more fanfiction. I can't believe you would do this. Alia's heart froze at the voice from above. It was her. It was Ladybug. She glanced up, scared and excited to see her partner's reaction to her civilian identity. "Ladybug!" she gasped, struggling to keep the reins on her excitement. "I'm so disappointed in you, Alia." Her heart broke at Ladybug's words. She didn't approve of her being a miraculous holder? Or was she referring to something else? "Ladybug, what do you mean?" "I know you like getting scoops. I don't blame you. But to go as far as pretending to be Vulpina to lure me out? How dare you? You even dragged Chloe into this. I can't believe it. How dare you? How dare you?" It felt like someone had sectioned the air out of Alia's lungs. This was a big misunderstanding. "No, that's not," she began, her attention suddenly caught on Chloe's actions out of the corner of her eye. "Excuse me?" Chloe yelled, throwing what looked to be a tube of lipstick at Ladybug. "How dare she? No, I can't believe you. How dare you, Ladybug, accuse your partners of fraud? Besides, you know Alia personally, don't you? She's interviewed you more times than anyone can count." Alia watched as Ladybug blinked in surprise at Chloe's response. Nobody would have expected Chloe Bourgeois to be the one to call Ladybug out. But here they were, an angry blonde lecturing Paris's beloved superhero in front of the entrance to the world's largest gravesite. "Chloe," she began, hoping to calm her down before things escalated further. "Don't Chloe me, little missy," she huffed. "I demand an apology. Not for me, but for you. Ladybug should know better than to assume such an underhanded tactic would come from the likes of you. I wouldn't put it past me, but you're more honest than I could ever hope to be. Ugh, this is ridiculous. Utterly ridiculous, Alia. How dare she accuse you of pretending to be a miraculous holder to draw her out?" Both Alia and Ladybug stood in stunned silence as the passers-by tried not to stare. Many of them didn't recognize her anymore. It had been half a generation since the last Hawkmoth battle. But the ones who did looked on in curiosity. There was a chance that this Ladybug was an imposter, although Alia knew better than that. Even if she wasn't, the average citizen would be confused at the situation at hand. Hopefully no one had picked up on her and Chloe also being miraculous holders. That was sure to start a riot. Ladybug began, obviously uncomfortable and unsure how to form a response. "You? You're what? Are you sorry? Are you about to apologize? Really? Typical. You've always been one to dive in head first when your pride is hurt and then deal with consequences later, Ladybug. You might be good at strategy, but you suck when it comes to relationships." Alia didn't know how to respond. It was clear that Ladybug didn't know how to either. What could she do to defuse the situation? She needed to talk to Ladybug today. The fight with Hawkmoth was tomorrow, and, according to Adrian, Cat Noir wasn't prepared for it. Come to think of it, Alia thought. Where did he learn about Cat Noir's status? He never got around to telling me. How sly of him. The trio stood there in silence until Ladybug finally decided to climb down from the top of the gate she was standing upon. Why are you here, Chloe? She finally asked, breaking the awkward silence between them. The same reason you are, Ladybug. I have a miraculous. Chloe sighed, pressing her fingers to her forehead to accent her displeasure further with body language. You're the Fox Miraculous holder? You know, for Paris's heroine, you're kind of oblivious when it comes to observations. You know that? Of course I'm not the Fox Miraculous. That's Alia. Alia? Ladybug whipped her attention from Chloe to her, eyes as wide as dinner plates. You're... Plot twist, right? Ugh. You cannot believe how hard it was to transform after an Akuma fight and track you down for an interview while I was a civilian. Talk about a double life, Alia joked, trying to lighten the mood. So, Chloe, you're... Yup, Queen Bee. Chloe turned to reveal the comb entwined through the side of her hair. Oh. The silence continued between the three of them as the rest of Paris passed them by. A few stragglers took photos with their phones, thinking a group of 20-somethings was out cosplaying. Finally, Chloe dared to break the silence. Let's go eat something at Daddy's hotel. She pulled out her phone and almost instantly her driver had pulled up on the road alongside them. I think my mom's working the restaurant today, Alia muttered, still not comfortable with the mood. So it'll be delicious, I'm sure. Yeah, Chloe agreed, sliding into the back seat. I couldn't admit it when we were younger, but the food your mother makes is some of the best I've ever had, and I should know. I was the daughter of parents for, forever. Speaking of, Ladybug cut in, how is your dad adjusting to not being mayor anymore? Pretty good. The loss hit him hard at first, but it was time for him to leave office. He's dating a woman I can't stand to be around, but she makes him happy, so I've kept my mouth shut. The brunette? Alia piped in. Yeah, she seems nice, but something's just off about her. I can't place my finger on it. Because she's not blonde, like your mother? Chloe glared at Alia, acutely aware that she was poking at her vanity. Don't talk about my mother. Okay. Sorry. The rest of the ride to the hotel was quiet, with a pop melody daintily drifting over their heads from the speakers. Alia didn't mind the quiet, but she wished it wasn't because of the little spats the three of them had gotten into over the last half hour. Even after getting out of the car and escorted to the dining room, the three of them didn't exchange a word. Chloe ordered for all three of them without asking what they'd like and gestured that they follow her upstairs. A few minutes and an elevator ride later, the trio was in the bedroom she had in high school. We have about 20 minutes before the staff gets here, Chloe sighed, throwing her purse on the couch and plopping herself beside it. So, are you going to do it? Do what? Alia asked. Don't be ridiculous. I wasn't talking to you. She shifted her gaze to Ladybug as she pulled her sunglasses from her face to her hair. Well? Do what? Ladybug asked, a bit hesitant. Are you going to show us who you are beneath the mask? Alia couldn't help but tear her eyes towards the spandex-clad girl, wondering if there was any better way to ask that question. But Chloe was right. It would be hard to work together if Ladybug knew who they were, but they didn't know who she was. "You know who we are, after all," Chloe continued, "and not just our names. Ladybug, you seem to know us personally." Ladybug, once again, didn't respond as Alia inhaled sharply. What would she do? Would she take off the mask for them? Thank you so much for listening. Part 39 will be available shortly. In the meantime, you can check out these other videos for more fanfiction. I'll catch you next time.